Alright, welcome to another part of my World Cup series. So right now we're going to talk a bit about the games that have been played in Group F, the group with containing reigning world champions Italy, Paraguay, New Zealand, and Slovakia. I predicted in the first games that Italy would draw against Paraguay. I said it was going to be 0-0, perhaps 1-1, but I said 0-0. And it became 1-1. Paraguay scored out of the only real chance they got. It was an excellent free kick. Any defender headed in the ball quite well, and yeah, Italy struggled to get ahead, but a huge error by the goalkeeper who completely went under a cross. Yeah, gifted Italy the equalizer, but it was deserved. I mean, Italy was dominant and played at least good enough to deserve a draw. I wasn't too impressed with them, but we've seen at this World Cup already that when one of the teams just sit back and defends, and then it's difficult to get through the defense, score goals, and win games. It's difficult, especially when you concede an early goal out of a free kick like Italy did. So all in all, I think they should be happy with the draw. Um, haven't seen too much of Italy yet, but they did play the strongest team in Paraguay, I think, in this group. So yeah, still all to play for, really. The other match, New Zealand against Slovakia, both first timers at the World Cup. No, New Zealand was at the World Cup once before, that's right, but it's been a long while. Slovakia, of course, has been there as Czechoslovakia, but never as the independent country they are now. Yeah, Slovakia seemed to me to be the favorites. I mean, they did reasonably well in qualifying, winning their qualifying group, although it was a slightly weak group. They did well, and they have a couple of good players. And New Zealand really have nothing. Yeah, they beat Fiji and Bahrain. That were the biggest teams they've defeated. And of course, New Caledonia as well, But I mean, and they didn't do much at the Confederation Cup, so who expected them to do well? But yeah, they managed to draw. Slovakia was slightly the better team, led up 1-0 to a very long time, but they managed to equalize in injury time, So yeah, I got that one wrong. I thought Slovakia would win. They almost did, but in the end, they didn't. I'd also have to say that yeah, Slovakia really should have won that game because um, that was their game against probably the weakest opponent in the group. I mean, they're gonna have a hard time against Italy and Paraguay. Next game up, Slovakia against Paraguay. Slovakia's gonna have to win it. Um, so that's their task. I think it's going to be difficult. I said beforehand Paraguay would win this game 2-1. I think I'm going to stick to that. I think Paraguay should be able to win it, but it could easily be a draw, and a draw in this case would be a good result for Paraguay because then both teams are at 2 points, whereas Slovakia still has to play Italy, and Paraguay is their last game against New Zealand. So a draw would be okay for Paraguay. I think it's quite likely that it's a draw. But all in all, I think Paraguay is the better team and they should be able to win. So I'm just sticking with my 2-1 prediction of Paraguay beating Slovakia. Then Italy against New Zealand. Well, Italy, they had a hard game against Paraguay, but they should really show that they are the favorites in this group, in this game. And they should win. Now, looking at the difficulty the Netherlands and England and France have had scoring goals, I don't expect Italy to, even Brazil, they won with 1 goal difference. I don't expect a 4-0 win. I would call it at 1-0, possibly 2-0. But yeah, if they get the early goal, of course, then, strange things can happen. Could be a big win, but I don't think so. New Zealand will defend and they'll be physically strong and they'll be well organized. So I'm saying Italy wins this. This one 1-0 or 2-0. Let's say 2-0. Should be able to do that. But yeah, so far, I mean, Italy, Paraguay, basically defended. And it's a question mark on how they're going to do in their second game. It's a bit like Uruguay. We didn't see anything of Uruguay against France. They just defended. But then in the second game, they did show that they were the better team against South Africa. The Paraguay might do the same, but we don't know yet. And Italy, yeah, they had a rough game against a difficult opponent, but yeah, this game should be a little more easy for them. But we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, that's it for me analyzing the situation in Group F so far. Alright, thank you.